got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase the bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Slowing down, I'll give up everything.
Sick of the venom in my brain, running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this, I just wanna break these chains. Always destined for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many once that I saw they get famous, and when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started to outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted, created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
I'll give up everything, daunting if I can see my dream. Cause I'll do anything want a reality. Slowing down, I'll give up everything, daunting if I can see my dreams. Cause I'll do anything.
Hey guys, welcome back. Hey, we're here. It's Tuesday night, 9:45, and you know what has changed? Well, the Mountaineers are filling a roster, and every time I think, my goodness, this is going to be a banger of a roster, I have some doubts. But think back. Think back to when Joey and I started using that intro, and we were just little bit nostalgic for that whiz bang flash speed that has been sorely missed. Kind of had a little bit of it with Tavon Austin, Stedman Bailey, but going back to Noel Devine, Slayton, White, man, is Rich Rod filling the cupboard with these type of guys, or are the Mountaineers losing quality guys to the portal, to programs? I don't know. We're going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to run through each of the players that are currently transferring in, and we're going to go through some of the coaching hires. But also, at the end of the show, I want to talk to you about, well, are you excited about the schedule? I have some issues. You're going to find out what they are at the end of the show. So I get a call from the West Virginia ticket office this week asking me if I wanted season tickets. So I talked to the wife. We discussed it, and I think I'm going to renew it. But there is a kicker. And there's something that I'm concerned about, and we're going to talk about that. But before that, let's go to the chat and see who's all in here. Tim Green, as always. And Tim, he expects a lot faster offense than we've had, and also better second half decisions. Well, yeah, better coaching all around. Yeah. I think next year will be The next year will be when you really see a big difference in the Mountaineer football team. That's just it. What are we going to get? You can play the numbers all you want. Look at, we're getting this guy, we're getting that guy, but it's the staff. Staff's coming together. You have a bunch of different, coaches. Now, a lot of them have coached before together, so they're not all new, but these players are new. And Ken Richrod, he did it last year, loaded up a Jack's team that, looked stellar, got some of those playmakers. Let's see what happens. Jackson Johnson, how have you been? Hey, if you're a fan of college football, Jackson's show, The Jacksonian, man, hit it up on YouTube. Kelly McCourt coming out of Western Virginia, not to be confused with West Virginia. He is hanging out there for a month or two. Hopefully you get back to Webster County soon. We're thinking of you. I bumped into a West Virginia celebrity and hoping they'll reach out to you, Kelly. We'll see. We'll talk about it maybe tomorrow. Okay. So Tim Green again, Jackson Johnson, my man. Nobody like Tavon Austin, ever played for West Virginia. I tell you what, him and Noel Devine and Slayton are just, man, they're tough, explosive, fast. So let's get to this. Let's get to some of these. So, when I was checking I've been working in Morgantown these past 2 weeks, and I've been real busy. And things pop up, and you think being in Morgantown would have a better pulse of what the hell's going on. But I read that, Rich Rod has selected Travis Trickett as a senior offensive assistant. That's a great, great ad. I mean, what a great family. One of my favorite quarterbacks was his brother. We'd love to see old familiar faces back in Morgantown. Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, are you guys keen on that? Do you think we should bring in some new blood, young blood? I mean, I also found out that, Ryder Burton, who came last year with all this fanfare from BYU, I mean, from what I've heard, he was a real competitive, type of maybe fit that hard edge. Thought maybe he might be able to make it here with the new coaches, but I guess he found another place to play. I think UAB. We wish him all the best. Let's go Mountaineers. Hard edge starts now. That's true, Silas. I really hope the hard edge starts now because it's needed. It's needed. I'll tell you what, being an older guy, living in Morgantown 25 years ago and coming here now, not just for a football game, but, going around the area, it has grown up and exploded. So, yeah. But, like Chris Mitchell said, he is more of a pro style. Absolutely. Absolutely. But so was Chris, a guy that played before Pat White and in front of Pat White before Pat White became Pat White. If you know what I mean. Pat White just exploded and was so successful. Rich Rod had no choice but keep playing him. But the kid's name was Adam Bernardic, and he was a big, strapping, pro-style quarterback. So, yeah. Well, okay. Now, I really am excited about some of these names on here. And some of them, well, I have some concern. So, with the names that I'm going to mention, I want to hear in the chat if you think what you think West Virginia's record is going to be. And we're going to talk about the record here. So bear with me. So I can read through the whole class, but yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'll just go through my class here I have. There's a lot of just fantastic players here, and we'll go through them real quick. I mean, you got a kicker, Ethan Head from Tulane. Be honest with you, he doesn't have a lot of stats. They must have seen something on tape. I don't really know what to think. The big name that just pops out is Jalen Henderson, of course, from Texas A&M. He's a lefty, dual threat, fits that rich rod quarterback style. Hoping he makes a big splash. Maybe he will compete for a starting job. Definitely push Nico. Running back Ty Edwards from Northern Iowa. Another running back, L.J. Turner from Catawba College. You got wide receiver Tyrus Traw from Youngstown State. I am really excited about him. And I know I was watching, who was I watching? I think it was Mountaineer Paul, and he was high on him too. And then I thought, well, let's look him up on YouTube. Yeah, do it. Look up Cyrus Traw on YouTube, and you will be, I don't want to get copyright infringed by playing these guys' highlights. I can't do that. I mean, I don't know how Joey gets away with doing that intro for me, but it's fantastic. Cam Vaughn from Jacksonville State, another guy that is just quick twitch, not super huge, just fast, hard-nosed football player. Can't wait to see him put on the pads. Davion Walker, another receiver from Butler Community College, not up my way, but Butler Community College. Wide receiver Jared Bowie from Jacksonville State, another one of Rich's old players. They went out to Eastern Michigan and got another receiver, Oren Singleton Jr. So I think the receivers are pretty much filled up. So what I understand is I think there's about 11 or 12 spots left. So we're more than 2/3 of the way through filling the roster. Now it might change. I mean, spring ball will happen. And if you ever were inclined to watch a spring ball game, if you're not a fan of the spring ball game, I could give or take it. I'm just like, it is what it is. This year, however, I'm very interested in watching it. I might even drive my butt down here and watch it. We talked about Oren Singleton. Another Jacksonville State guy, Jacob Barrick, tight end Johnny Pascuzzi that's an Italian name, isn't it? Johnny Pascuzzi, man, from Iowa. Safety Jordan Walker, another Jacksonville State safety, Fred Perry, man, this guy can lay some wood. If anybody's just going to be that hammer, just to pop somebody, that's the guy. Watch some of his footage, look it up. Fred Perry, man, what a hitter. Will Davis, yeah. So Will Davis, I think he's a safety too. They've loaded up. They've got a lot of guys that can play the backfield. I haven't seen a lot of linebackers though. Justin Harrington from Washington, I don't think he played a whole lot last year. I think he has 1 year eligibility left. I'll have to look. Michael Coates Jr. from Nevada. You got a cornerback, Devontae Golden Nelson from Akron. Haven't seen a lot of tape on him, but I'm sure the Mountaineer staff has. And obviously they want him on the ball club. So Jordan Scruggs from South Alabama, I think he can really play some ball. I'd like to see him on the field. I don't know about these other cornerbacks, but Derek Carter, Jacksonville State, of course, there's lots of tape on him. He looks pretty good. Now the linebackers. I only think there's two linebackers, Ashton Woods and Chase Wilson. Ashton Woods is from North Carolina, and he comes, I think he was a 4-star in high school. So hopefully Ashton Woods can lay some wood, right? Chase Wilson from Colorado State, a defensive end, Braden Siders from Wyoming. Saw a picture of him by Rich Rod. He looks kind of like TJ Watt, and I hope he plays like him. Wouldn't you think? Offensive linemen. How many do they have here? A couple, maybe. Walter Youngbear. That guy looked like a meat eater. He looked like he could just, push somebody, knock some people around, some big bodies. Robbie Martin from NC State, Wyatt Minor from Youngstown State. Youngstown State seems to be and of course, Jacksonville State seem to be two places that they're pulling some talent from. But it's good to see like Washington, North Carolina, NC State, Texas A&M, LSU. Those are all great schools that have quality players. I don't know why they're transferring. I think maybe there's so much talent in that, and nowadays things don't work out. A guy doesn't sit on your roster, you go shop for someone else. And if he's not working out, you sit him down. So I don't know. We'll see. So let's see what the fellas are saying on the chat. 7-5 at first year. We'll talk about that. We'll just see. That is probably, that would be a C. Wouldn't that be about a C if you were to grade it? Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely be satisfied too. So Kelly, what do you think? You said good, Tim. Well, guys, let's get to this other stuff. I don't want to stay on here too long. Yeah, this is the off season. I'm working some longer hours here this next week. Next week, I'll be back from my home office / studio, and we'll be, back to normal. And I'm going to get my pencil sharpened a little bit and really start looking at some more video here. But Rodney Gallagher's still on the squad, isn't he? Chat, am I right or wrong? Rodney Gallagher's still there. Jaheim White still with the program. That's fantastic. That says a lot. To go down a rabbit hole, let's talk about the Mountaineer basketball team, man. It didn't look too good against Arizona, second time they played them. But what can you say? Have confidence. They look good last week. Here's a question for the basketball fans. Do you think Tucker's going to take a red shirt? It looks that way. Michelle, welcome. So let's get, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen, and let's see if you guys can see what I see. And we'll go through this rascal. Okay, let me make it a little bigger. Okay, so here is the West Virginia schedule. Yeah, Tucker probably take a red shirt. Yeah, Earth Ether. Yeah. So with this schedule, guys, I'm a lazy Mountaineer fan. I had season tickets last year. I didn't use the last couple. I didn't go to the last couple games because it's cold. Yeah, I just don't want to be out in the cold. Okay, especially with the product that was on the field, right? Yeah, I don't want to be out there freezing my butt off to watch a mediocre ball club. Now, having said that, this year, West Virginia doesn't start out with Penn State right out of the gate. They don't. Okay, so what are you going to expect with the roster that we have? Well, to be honest with you, it's really hard to kind of tell. But knowing Rich Rodriguez and looking at his stats at Arizona, at Michigan, at Jacksonville State, you have to think that they're going to have a winning record. So let's war game this real quick. Robert Morris, warm-up game, shouldn't be that big of a struggle. You never know. They have to play it on the field, but that's in Morgantown. Then they go to Athens, Ohio, play Ohio. That should be a win. Absolutely. So you're 2-0. You're getting the kinks out. Everybody's starting to play together, and things are looking good, right? Okay. So, yeah. So Daniel is going to be at the BYU, West Virginia, no matter what happens. He's a West Coast Mountaineer. That would be a great game for me to go to. I'd love to go. Man, that's fantastic. Good for you, Daniel. Love to see a West Coast Mountaineer fan. So do you guys like the later time, this 9:45? I think I'm going to stick with this, 9:45, 9:30, and the 9:30, right? That would be good. So West Virginia hopefully starts out 2-0, and they bring the Pitt Panthers. Now, put on your imagination caps like they used to tell you back in grade school. The last time Rich Rod coached, the Mountaineers lost against Pitt at Mountaineer Field, right? We all remember that. If you If you don't know that, then I don't know what to tell you. September 13th is probably the game that they have highlighted that Rich Rod has been dreaming of for years. 4 years. Maybe even a couple decades, right? So a decade and a half, he's been just in his mind, he lays down, closes his eyes, and he sees that score, 13-9. That will be probably one of the biggest games for this program as far as the morale of the program, the morale of the team, and also, I think for Rich Rod's psyche, and I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist, but that would have to really, really kind of grind on you, knowing that, nope, totally forgot about the game and don't want to remember it again. Tell me about it. I bought hotels. My buddy was getting the plane tickets. I was going to get the hotel, and yeah, I lost a lot of money on that that whole freaking debacle. Yeah, so they roll in 2-0 because you're not going. Ohio is good. They're probably the best. They're good. They're a good team in their conference, or that I think they were first place. So, but here's what upsets me, and I'm just going to get right to the brass tacks. Look at the back end of this schedule. If you're a season ticket holder, you know that TCU game is going to be like what, the third week of November? You have all of November and late October home games. That sucks. You got Robert Morrison Pitt, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games where you're away. So 5, well, no, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games you're away. Okay. Now, the games they have there in Morgantown at home is Utah. That's another one I would put a big highlight around. Just that's going to be a fantastic game. I'm excited to go to that. That's one, that in Colorado, if Prime's going to be there. Do you think Sanders is going to be back in Colorado? Is that interesting to you guys at all? Really? Just tell me, because there's a new season of his show on Amazon. Now, I've watched all the other ones, and I'll tell you what, it was a perspective I've never had of football. Just to see what they were feeding these kids just blew my mind. It looked like you're on a cruise freaking ship. Okay, let's get the chats before I go on another freaking rabbit hole rant about food. Your camera's out of focus. Let me see if that. Yeah, my camera's out of focus because I don't have my HD set up. I'm on my laptop here in a hotel, so bear with me. Next week I'll be back, and you'll have the high tech equipment. You get my scraggly beard in 1080. Okay, so thanks though. Let me know that, Kenny. So dates have not been determined yet. No, the dates haven't been determined yet, but this is what I'm pulling off footballschedules.com. So the dates aren't determined, but Michelle, I think the weekends have pretty much are locked in. If they change it around, if it's this way, I'm going to be butthurt. Okay, I'm going to be butthurt if it's like this, because I pulled it from the other site too, and it looked the same. The only thing set in stone are these first 3. I'm going to have to talk when I talk to my ticket guy at West Virginia. I'm going to ask him, are all the home games? This can't be right. This can't be right. They better change this up, because there's no way in hell I'm spending $3,000 on tickets for all the games to be in November when it's shitty out. Right? I mean, I have to plan this. My kid plays football. They pretty much have their schedule set. Come on, Mountaineers. Now, they're probably having to work with basketball game in March. I'm going with Nate. That's cool. That's cool, Daniel. Yeah, they're just placeholders. Yeah. I'm really concerned about these late games. Because let's look at it if you're a Mountaineer fan, and let's say we know that these away games they just front loaded there for as a placeholder. That's fine. But what happens if you have if let's just say here, Texas Tech usually plays West Virginia late in the season, going back to like 2013, if I can recall. Those games are usually later in the season. So is Texas Tech. Okay. Texas Tech playing in Morgantown, it's cold. It gets cold in Texas. That wind is no joke. But those would be great games to have. Buffalo, I might want to see a little farther up in the schedule. Kansas, anytime you play Kansas is going to be rough because you're going to have travel. But does West Virginia schedule 2 travels in the same 14, 18-day period? I want to ask you guys, what do you think of that? Son of a gun. That's going to be rough. As a fan, I like to have at least I would say give me 5 games before at home, or at least 4 games at home before I'd say mid-October. Right? 4 at least. And right here we have Robert Morris Pitt. Now, are they going to slide in like Colorado up there? I don't know. But I'm hoping how they give us something. Because I'll tell you what, if the schedule stands with West Virginia starting out, as I talked about before, if they start out 2-0, that Pitt game, and I don't care the order the rest of them for, I don't think that'll affect Rich Rod too much and the team, but the travel will suck. That Pitt game is going to be instrumental for. I just have that feeling. Just like when I went to that Penn State game and I left there, I'm like, this isn't good. I left at halftime. I was just sick to my stomach. I had to leave. My son had a game that night too, but my goodness. So with that, I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think about West Virginia beating out Ole Miss for this Michael Coates from Nevada? Okay. Nevada was playing some ball this year, right? So this Michael Coates, this guy had 41 tackles, 15 passes defended, and 4 interceptions. If that doesn't make you just want to highlight some of these games, because this is what's going to happen this year, guys. We haven't seen really high-level defensive back play. And I'm trying to think back. I know Pac-Man Jones, of course. But I think it's been at least 8-9 years since the defense has been ranked in the top 30 nationally. But, you got to I talked to you guys earlier about, losing Trotter to Missouri and Trey Latham to Kansas. That hurts. That hurts a lot. Now, is it an NIL thing? Is it are they a little bit sore because their coach, their guy, Neil Brown, is no longer here? Might be a combination of both. But they've left they transferred out of Mountaineer land, and I think the linebacker core might need a couple more bodies. I'd love to see maybe one more big ass running back, some big, thick, rugged, 6'2", 240 guy. I know that. You go down to Target, and you can just pick one up. Yeah, it's like they're all over the place. These big, huge running backs that are fast. But Chase Wilson from Colorado State, can he fill that void that Trotter and Latham are going to leave? I hope. I hope. So I guess last year he had 200 and something tackles, at least 11 tackles for losses. And, he can get after it. He 2 picks for a linebacker. I think that guy is a steal. Definitely a steal. I'd love to see what he can do in the spring, in April. Cam Vaughn, we talked about him a little bit. Man, he is a guy that's just an athlete. So he's only been playing receiver for a year, and he had 800 yards and 5 touchdowns. I think he was a quarterback. Was he quarterback? Let me look here. Yeah, he was a quarterback. So Cam Vaughn, what an athlete. If you go from quarterback to receiver, just think when he, gets a little bit better with the route running. I mean, he knows the routes because he was a quarterback, for crying out loud. But just a little crisper, and he with that athleticism, man, sky's the limit. Oh yeah, safety. We got a guy who can bring the wood, hammer. Fred Perry, guys. I'd love to see him this April, see what he can do. They're not going to be hitting super hard and, laying their own players out. But I just want to see, at lateral speed that I saw on video, if it translates to what it looks like in person. I'm going to go down to this game. So we talked about a big hammer that they just, make them different. 6'4", 240-pound, Ty Edwards from Northern Iowa. Is he a running back or is he a tight end? Now, they have him down here as a running back, but that height and that weight, man, you lose C.J. Donaldson. What'd they do? They went to Northern Iowa. This guy, Ty Edwards, hanging out in Target. Hey, want to play some ball? No, that's not how it worked. I'm joking. But let's go to the chat here before we wrap it up. Dean's going to the NFL. Oh, Deion's going to the NFL. Yeah, Deion is. Prime is gone. Absolutely. I agree. Tim thinks Prime will stay. Yeah, he gone. No, I think if the Cowboys offer him a check, he's gone. I mean, I don't know. What will that do? That's a big hit to the Big 12. If Deion Sanders leaves, that's a huge hit. I'm disappointed as a Mountaineer fan. We're going to get Colorado to come into Morgantown. I'm just wondering. So, what about the Houston game tomorrow? I'm pretty stoked. I was in town here last week, and someone offered me Arizona tickets. I was just too tired. I just didn't feel it. I'm glad I didn't go because I got blown out. So let's see what Michelle says. They just listed the games first, the home games. Looks like they're all in alphabetical order. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I looked at that today, and I about had a nervous breakdown. And I thought, I'm going to ask the chat about it here. And it's listed like that also on 2 sites. I'm like, that can't be right. But because, Michelle, why I thought that was actually possible is because the Steelers, I don't know if you guys are Steelers fans, but they had a gauntlet. And I said on the Steelers Dynasty podcast, which I'll tell you what, I love college football. I'm not as big of an NFL fan, but I have a co-host that owns a wrestling company, and we've known each other for 30 years. And it's like 2 dirty old uncles talking. It's just, if you like just campy, stupid, fun, we talk about football too, and then start talking about food. At Steelers Dynasty podcast. But anyways, yeah, this is going to be a good game tomorrow, Larry. Or Kenny, this is going to kill. It's going to be, we'll get to see exactly what Coach Gervais has, because what is this team's identity without Tucker? And they played some good ball, but those big guys for Arizona put a hurting on them. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. I think Arizona's well coached. They matched up nicely after losing. But, Arizona lost when they had Tucker, when the Mountaineers had Tucker. So any Big 12 schedule like that? No, I don't think so. But you never know. And I didn't think it was going to be like that either. I thought that was just an anomaly. It was just strange. And I'm like, can't be right. But let me see here. We haven't had an elite quarterback since, Rasul Douglas was a killer. Man, he could lock people down. Mountaineer athletes. That's so true. By the time I think the season starts, we'll be fine. Totally trust our coaches. Yeah, I think we'll see exactly what's happened here in the game. If I sound kind of sinusy, I have a headache and a little bit of a sinus cold, so just bear with me. Me too, Timothy. Yeah. So Kenny agrees with you. So read some of these chats before we go. Exciting time to be a Mountaineer again. Yeah, it is. It's good, And boy, do they have some nice swag over here. I'm at Suncrest Town Center, and they have a Mountaineer shop here that's just fantastic. In fact, my favorite Mountaineer hat has got a little bit of a cut. I had to sew it up. They don't make it anymore. They make a black hat. So I have to go over there and buy another navy blue one, which I already have a lot of navy blue. Yeah, we got another beer truck. Yeah, I hope that Ty Edwards is the beer truck. I hope he's the dump truck. Well, guys, what game tomorrow? Oh, Kelly, there's they play a basketball tomorrow. There's a basketball game tomorrow. Kelly, I will message you the score here and there, okay? But guys, thanks for joining me on late Tuesday show. I just want to let everybody know I'll be back next week. We're going to be here a little bit longer. We're going to be, trying to see exactly what Rich Rod has. I'm going to go through some of the coaching changes, coach by coach, next week. And we're going to give them a grade, thumbs up, thumbs down, see what we think, because the coaching staff's full. And then by the next week, I'm hoping to have, there's 93 spots taken. I think there's 100 or something total. So hopefully we see who these other 10 guys are going to be playing ball for the Mountaineers. Now, let's get back to the chat. Playing Houston. Yes, Houston is ranked number 10. Hey, good night, everyone. Best wishes. Mountaineer kisses. Someone wrote that on a card out here. Boy, that was funny. Guys, take care. Have a great night.